Today I'm going to show you how to take the P3 playfield frame and put it into extended service position so you can access more of the internals on the playfield or in the machine. So right now we're in service position number 1, shown to you in a different video. We've pulled the playfield out, the power's of course off. But I've also removed a lot of the balls from the ball trough because as I bring the playfield into other service positions, the balls might want to otherwise fall out. Also, I've put a piece of cardboard on the back box because I'm going to raise the playfield into service position and I don't want to damage the back box. So from service position number 1 to get to service position number 2, I'm going to pull it farther out of the cabinet. So to do that, I'm going to take my right hand, because I'm right-handed, put it on the cross brace, and take my left hand and put it on supporting the front door. I'm going to use a little bit of legs and push straight up. Then I'm going to pull it towards me with some more upward pressure until I get to that detent, and now I can drop it and rest it firmly on where the back end of these braces are on the lock bar receiver. So now I'm still keeping pressure on the front, upwards pressure on the front of the playfield because the upper playfield module is not installed, which means that it's front weighted and it wants to fall out of the cabinet. So I obviously don't want that to happen. If I needed to now work on something on the back of the machine, I would get somebody to help me by holding this up, or get a table or something to rest the front of this on while you do work in the back. But for now, I'm going to raise it up into vertical position, and to do that, I take it from this position right now. Again, put my right hand on the cross brace, and literally lift it straight up. And it's not rolling because it's in detent, so I can rest it straight against the back box. Do that softly as I can. And now it's fully secure, it's back weighted, it wants to stay in that position. There's no danger of it trying to fall out. In this position, I have access to a lot of the undersides of the playfield assemblies. There's the VUK assembly down here. I have access to all the coils, the wires, the springs, the plungers, the brackets, all those things. I can even get to the circuit boards. It's a little more difficult from this position, but I can get to the service boards on the bottom, or the circuit boards on the bottom side. There's the wall scoop assembly. I have access to the circuit boards, again, the coils, the slide plates. The back of that assembly is the scoop module. I have access to the circuit board, and it's a little more difficult, again, to get to the underside stuff, but you can do that from the top. And then there's the P-rock plate with the circuit boards on here. There's the main P3 rock board. There's a driver board here for the flipper assembly. There's a switchboard here for the slingshots and other things. And there's a couple of breakout boards. So if I were servicing anything, I would do it from this position. After finishing, I'll pull it back down, put it into service position 2 with the back corners of these braces resting on the lock bar receiver before putting it back into the cabinet. So again, to do that, same right hand goes in the cross brace. Pull it towards me until I can reach the front door with my left hand. And then I'll just guide it down into place. And it's nice to settle here before I push it back in. To push it back in, I'm going to raise it back up a little bit, pull it towards me about an inch, and push it to get it over that detent, guide it back into place, and drop it onto the lock bar receiver. Now notice before I do that, my right hand is around this cross brace, and I don't want to pinch it on the lock bar receiver, so essentially I'm just going to let go of that hand completely, supporting the frame with my left hand, and drop it onto the cross brace, or the lock bar receiver. And that's it. We're back into service position 1. From here we can put the balls back in, put the playfield back in, slide the whole thing back into the system, and start playing pinball again.